Okay, so hello everybody. Today we're not going to be talking about too much news, but today we're going to be talking about a phrase that is very commonly see in our world today. Now, this is a type of energy, and this is a thing that you're currently receiving right now if you're listening to me. What do you think the energy is? Three, two, one. It is the energy of sound. So sound is a very interesting energy, and it is one of the most important energy and one of the most frequently used energy in our world, because you guys could see basically when you are listening to me talking, you guys are receiving the energy of sound energy. So today we're going to be talking about sound energy and where does those sounds come from. So first, where does sound comes from? Sound comes from something that creates sound. So something that creates sound, how does that thing create sound? That thing does not just magically speak up. That thing will create a sound by the action of vibration of that thing, and it is a thing that comes from vibration. For example, here we have is a pen. When you guys click on it, you guys hear that sound. That is the sound of the pen clicking, right? And you guys may have been wondering, where does that sound comes from? Let's open this up and see what is in the pen. So in a pen, you guys could see there are four main parts. First is the very case of the pen. Second is this place where you could, open and close the pen. Third is the ink itself. And lastly, this thing is super important. Every single clicking pens will have this, which is a typical thingy like this. What do we call it? I suddenly forget it. But here, this part here, it is very flexible, right? You guys could see that it could pop up and down in its place. So you guys might be wondering, okay, now coming back, where does the sound comes from? So when we replace this, for example, let me show you why is this so important. I'm going to put the pens back, but without that part. Okay, now I'm still going to do the clicking. You guys see there's no sound, right? And the pen can come in and come out like this, but first it's not stable at all, which means that if you press that and you write, it's going to come up and you cannot write anything. And secondly, it does not sound anything. So why does the thingy here, how is it able to create sound? Like, what is all of like the mechanism of it? So when we talk about sound, the spring, basically the coil spring, the spring here, this part is basically bounceable, right? And inside the pen, you guys could see, you guys may not able to see it, but inside of here is oxygen, inside of here is air, right? And so when you do the action of pressing it down like this, then it will press tightly the air in the pen, and then it creates that where, from this outer part, it releases out the air. So that's why it sounds like that. Okay, or another example could be us clapping our hands like this. You guys could see that it creates a very big loud noise, because inside of here when we're clapping like this, we trap air in the middle of this, and the air releases out from our hand goes here like that, and so that is how it even creates sound. Or for example, from our voice here, in our cord under here, when you speak, you could feel there's a little vibration, right? And so that vibration is what creates our voice, and so that vibration is going to be sent as longitudinal waves, basically sound waves. And so those sound waves will have different pitch, different volumes, different levels, and they could travel through a medium, which it could be liquid, it could be solid, or it could be gas. And then that sound wave will reach into our ears. So what happens when it reaches into our ears? When it reaches into our ear, you guys know that in our ear we have a part that's called eardrum, right? And so when it reaches through our eardrum, if we're able to listen to it, then our eardrum will basically send a signal to our brain nerve, the nerve that is professional on listening, and so it sends a signal to our brain about what are we hearing. And so and they are perceived as pressure changes, creating loudness and pitch. So pressure changes is basically what I've said earlier. When, for example, this thing here, and there's pressure changes that we pop it so hard that there's a pressure that causes change on it. And so basically it first something vibrates, and then it creates into sound waves, and then moves through particles, and then these particles bump into these neighbors, and then the wave reach the ears and vibrate the eardrum and send signals to the brain. Very simple, right? And so the key characteristic about sound is the speed, the amplitude, which determines the loudness, basically the volume, the frequency, which is the pitch, and the type. So there are a lot of sounds in our lives, and it's very important about what we can hear. So basically, I hope that this video of mine have been able to explain to you pretty clearly about what is this thing that we're listening every day to. Thank you for listening, and bye.